good evening. Namaskar. You're watching the Newshour special edition. I'm Shreya Upadhyaya. Let's talk about the Bihar elections. The stage is set for the dance of democracy in Bihar as Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi both descended on the battlefield today. The pictures on your screens show how both leaders reached out to the people of the state. While Prime Minister Narendra Modi appealed to the urban voters with his mega roadshow in Patna, the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, was seen interacting with the fishermen community and even swimming with his ally and VIP chief Mukesh Sahni in Begusarai. The Prime Minister held mega rallies today in Bihar, two of them where he targeted the RJD and the Congress party. The Prime Minister, in fact, once again warned of Jungle Raj in the state and claimed that RJD leaders graduated from the school of Jungle Raj. He also claimed that the Congress actually wants to defeat the RJD and predicted that both the parties will fight each other after the elections. He said that the fight has already begun as the RJD threatened the Congress party before allegedly stealing the Chief Minister's post from the Congress. Take a look at what the Prime Minister said today.
आरजेडी कांग्रेस वालों से बहुत सावधान रहना है। ये वो लोग हैं जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ जंगल राज की पाठशाला में पढ़ करके ही निकले हैं, जिनकी ट्रेनिंग ही जंगल राज की रही है, वो बिहार के उद्योगों को बर्बाद करने के अलावा कुछ नहीं कर सकते। एक अंदर की बात बता रहा हूं, कांग्रेस कभी नहीं चाहती थी कि सीएम पद पर आरजेडी के नेता का नाम तय हो, लेकिन आरजेडी ने भी मौका छोड़ा नहीं। आरजेडी ने कांग्रेस की कनपट्टी पर कट्टा रखकर सीएम पद चोरी कर लिया। और तो खबर ये है कि हर बूथ पर कांग्रेस के लोगों ने आरजेडी को हराने की ठान ली है। आप देखिएगा 11 तारीख को दूसरे चरण का मतदान खत्म होते ही माथे फोड़ना शुरू कर देंगे।
Well, we had the Prime Minister leading the NDA campaign in Bihar. On the other hand, Union Home Minister Amit Shah was also in the state, taking on the Mahagathbandhan. Amit Shah warned the people of Bihar that if the RJD comes back to power, then the regime will only be popular for kidnappings, murders, and crime will dominate the headlines.
अगर फिर से लालू के बेटे सीएम बनते हैं, तो बिहार में 3 नए मंत्रालय खुलेंगे। एक मंत्री बनेगा अपहरण का इंडस्ट्री चलाने वाला मंत्री, दूसरा बनेगा रंगदारी चलाने वाला मंत्री और तीसरा बनेगा अपहरण और खून को बढ़ावा देने वाला मंत्री।
Rahul Gandhi also campaigned in Bihar after a long break following his voter Adhikar Yatra. While interacting with voters, Rahul once again launched a personal attack on the Prime Minister, and he said this time around that the people of Bihar can get anything out of the Prime Minister as he's desperate for votes, and if needed, the Prime Minister will even dance or perform yoga for votes. That's a charge that has been leveled by Rahul Gandhi. So who really is winning this narrative war? Take a look at the reactions.
चुनाव के दिन तक जो भी आप कहते हो कर देंगे, और चुनाव के बाद नरेंद्र मोदी ना बिहार आएंगे, ना आपकी बात सुनेंगे, चले जाएंगे। मैं तो कहता हूं अगली बार जो भी करवाना करवा लो। जैसे मीटिंग में आते हैं वो आप भीड़ से कहना, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ये सीट हम आपको जिता देंगे, जरा स्टेज पे डांस कर लो, और नरेंद्र मोदी डांस कर लेंगे। या फिर कहना उनसे, नरेंद्र मोदी जी हम आपको चुनाव जितवा देंगे, आप 2-3 योगा के आसन कर दो स्टेज पे, योगा के आसन कर देंगे।
All right, let me open up this debate. I'm joined by Manish Bariyar, spokesperson for the BJP. Tushar Gupta, political analyst, joins us. Advocate Nikhil Jain, political analyst, also joins us, as well as Rakesh Ranjan, spokesperson for the RJD, joining us as well. Good evening and namaskar. Manish Bhaiya, can I begin with you and understand your response to the opposition? Rahul Gandhi, we all heard, just said that the Prime Minister will not come back, and the real Jungle Raj is coming in after the entire Mokama controversy, the arrest of Anand Singh.
Namaskar to you and my co-panelists and all the viewers. If you look at first Rahul Gandhi's statement, it was such in bad taste what he's saying. He has forgotten that in last 10 years, the Prime Minister has come here 59 times. That's on record. But I do not recollect Rahul Gandhi ji coming to Bihar even 9 times. So you are comparing yourself. You are someone who's just what can I say, a very seasonal kind of a bird as far as Bihar is concerned. And that is why nobody takes Congress party seriously out here. In contrast, if you look at what the Prime Minister is talking, he's talking about 1 crore jobs. Rahul Gandhi ji doesn't talk about jobs. He only makes personal attack. And, it's a great thing if the Prime Minister of this country, for the development, for the people of this Bihar, and for the growth in development, if he does yoga, it's such a nice thing. I don't know whether he understands what he's speaking or not. I sometimes have serious doubt about his wisdom, I'm sorry to say, as to what kind of statements he makes. The Prime Minister talks about jobs. The Prime Minister talks about industrial revolution in Bihar. Mind you, that last year, just 5 seconds more, Shreya ji, this year in 25-26 up till now, Bihar is growing at 22 to 26% nominal GDP growth rate. You can look at the article of Mr. N.K. Singh, former Finance Commission head. That is the kind of growth Bihar is looking at, and it is poised for that kind of industrial growth. Okay,
Nikhil Jain, come in on this. You can attack the Prime Minister on policies, on schemes, on development, on the kind of initiatives that the NDA government has taken. Why stooped so low that you're making personal attacks such as wo naach lenge, wo yoga kar lenge?
Yeah, so I heard the rally, what Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition, said to the people of Bihar and to the people of Bihar. And what I could hear was that he's talking about re-establishing a university on the tunes of the ancient Nalanda University, of establishing Bihar as the education center of Bihar, as an education center for the world and not just for India. He's talking about why there should be more hospitals in Bihar. He's talking about an inclusive government where it would not be a government of a particular community or a particular religion. He's talking about focusing on small and medium businesses. However, when I hear Prime Minister Modi and his speech in Ara, what I could hear is RJD ne katta rakh diya kaan pe katta rakh ke CM chori kar liya. First of all, I would ask your viewers to note the words that are being used by the Prime Minister. He's talking about chori in order to sort of negate the narrative of the Congress and the opposition about vote chori and the very serious charges against the Election Commission of not conducting the elections in a fair manner. The Prime Minister is trying to talk about CM पद चोरी कर लिया. अरे भाई साहब, अगर कट्टा रख लिया, सरकार किसकी है स्टेट में, सरकार किसकी है सेंटर में, आप करिए उन पे कार्रवाई, आप तेजस्वी यादव को जेल में डालिए. I don't think that is how it should be in a rule of law, that कट्टा रख के सीटें लिए जा रही हैं, CM का पद चोरी हो जा रहा है. Yeah. Katta is synonymous with Congress and RJD, and Prime Minister knows that. And that is why he made such kind of a statement, because everybody knows what happens during Jungle Raj, right? So this word Prime Minister knows. He's very, close to the culture and what has happened during Jungle Raj. That is why he was saying like that. And that's why he made a statement that after 11th, both of them are not going to work together. And that's why he made such kind of a statement. But at the same time, I do not know any statement by Rahul Gandhi ji which gives a roadmap for the vision for Bihari people. No statement. None of his statements are there. Nikhil ji, you please tell me one statement which he made today, which talks about growth, which talks about development.
Okay, Nikhil, respond, then I get in Rakesh Ranjan and Tushar into this debate.
First of all, Maniji talked about how, Prime Minister is very familiar with katta. Of course he is. We all know what Anand Singh did with his katta. He shot somebody in broad daylight, a person connected to a candidate of the Jan Swaraj party. We're seeing the kind of jungle that is there in Bihar right now. And my good friend from the BJP asks me for a roadmap that Rahul Gandhi is willing to put to the people of Bihar. I've already mentioned that he's talking about focusing on small and medium businesses. He's talking about the fact that we should be buying more and manufacturing through our local and small and medium businesses. We should not be importing from China. We should not be putting that money in the hands of Adani and Ambani.
Okay. Tushar Gupta, come in on this. Manish, I'll give you time. Tushar Gupta, come in on this. You know, there's this language issue. Both sides, the NDA as well as the opposition, have been hurling charges against each other with the kind of language that is being used. And of course, the opposition continues to question the NDA over Anand Singh.
You know, Nikhil Jain, who represents the Congress informally, hasn't heard of the RJD campaign song. And pardon my poor Bhojpuri, but I'll make an effort here. Their campaign song has the line, bhaiya ke aave de satta, satta ke katta utha lebu ghara se, which translates into, let bhaiya come to power, I'll put a katta to your head and abduct you from your home. The Prime Minister was clearly referring to this campaign song by the RJD. But if you look at the larger question here, look, Congress has no narrative in the Bihar elections. It's just trailing to what the RJD is saying. So the fight essentially is between the NDA and the RJD. And if you talk to the voters in Bihar, they will tell you that the memories of the Jungle Raj between 1990 and 2005 is quite fresh. People remember how they were caste-based massacres. They were recorded, they were registered, be it Bhumiyars, be it against Rajputs, even the smaller castes, the OBCs, everyone suffered in Bihar equally. Though RJD claimed to be the Masiha of the backward caste, the OBCs, but even they were suffering in the Jungle Raj because in a falling tide, everyone falls. And that is what the Prime Minister has been talking about. Look, Shreya, when Bihar goes to vote, Rahul Gandhi won't be on their mind. He's a parachute candidate who has parachute ideas which never really take off. People would be choosing between Tejashwi and Nitish Kumar's government, and they will be remembering what the Lalu Prasad government was all about. The memories are playing to the people's minds. It's not something we can control from Delhi, but if you talk to the voters on the ground, they simply tell you one thing. We cannot forget the Jungle Raj, and the urban voters tell you something else also. They say we like the stability which has been ushered in the last 10 years along with the development. So it's for the voters to choose from. If they want to bank on the memories,
let me get
you can't stop
Rakesh
them.
Ranjan into this. The RJD has been at the center of this entire Jungle Raj. Rakesh Ranjan, respond to, you know, the BJP, the Prime Minister, of course, saying that Jungle Raj is something that people of Bihar do not want.
Shreya, if today only people of India know that the PM is also a spy. He was invited in that meeting and he himself put a katta on the Nitish Kumar and then keep him stuck to not speak even a single word on a manifesto. First. Second, he is also talking about the kidnapping industry. But when you see the data of NCRB, then you find who is really running the kidnapping industry, and it is not only other government, but NDA only. Here also Tushar Gupta is saying about the Jungle Raj and they all found the thing. And Rahul Gandhi is the parachuting candidate. The PM itself, this logic is also applied to the PM. PM is itself a parachuting candidate, and people of Bihar is taking him just a liar. Is a person who just speak like the Jumla and liar after liar. You find not even a single word is talking about the palayan, migration, unemployment, the health sector, then education. The education system is collapsed here. And he is also, is downgraded.
तो हेल्प मी अंडरस्टैंड दिस राकेश रंजन, अगर प्रधानमंत्री नहीं बात कर रहे हैं पलायन की और एजुकेशन की, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की, आरजेडी ने तो बहुत प्रॉमिस किए हैं. यंगस्टर्स पूछ रहे हैं कि आप कैसे हर हाउस होल्ड में गवर्नमेंट जॉब प्रोवाइड करेंगे, कहां से आएंगी वो एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज, पैसा कहां से आएगा?
The people of Bihar has shown, and now we have started believing that it is only Tejashwi who can deliver all the promises. We have shown by delivering in just a very short span of time of just 17 months of the government.
That we know, that's the promise of Tejashwi Yadav. उन्होंने तो प्रण पत्र भी बोला था मैनिफेस्टो को, पर मैं पूछ रही हूँ how, कैसे? Manish Barya, you want to come into this?
In fact, Tejashwi ji said that within 3 days of our manifesto, we'll give a roadmap for how we are going to, give this government job to 2.5 crore families. But he has run away from that. From 3 days now it is 6-7 days. We are waiting, but he can't say anything because it is impossible. He knows. And Bihar की जनता को पता है कि वो झूठ बोल रहा है. In fact, Rakesh Ranjan ji was talking about lies. What more lie could be? On the face you are lying. Ask Nikhil ji whether it is possible to do that or not. Anybody who knows maths, and you know, I'm not personally attacking Tejashwi ji, but that is where we have a question mark of his wisdom. Right? Okay. And that is where a lot of times maybe education becomes essential, because the leader of opposition of Bihar is talking about something which is virtual. It's impossible, right? So you have 30 rupees with you and you said, I am going to spend 3,000 rupees on you. Are you not taking the people of Bihar for a ride?
Okay.
How on
Tushar,
earth you can speak like that?
Okay, Tushar, make your point.
Since Manish raised that point about the government jobs, a Congress leader was questioned in an interview by another journalist as to how they will give 3 or 2.5 crore government jobs as they have promised in the manifesto. And the Congress leader, in this case Kanhaiya Kumar, carefully said, this is not our promise, this is the RJD promise. So even the Congress is not endorsing the promises of the RJD, which in this case are 2.5 crore government jobs. But since Rakesh Ranjan ji here thinks everyone is a liar and only Tejashwi Yadav has the gospel truth, please explain to the audience, how will you give 2.5 crore government jobs? How?
Rakesh Ranjan?
Okay. Yes. First of all, you just provide us the data, how many jobs you have provided. If you have
तुम अपनी बात करो भैया.
अरे तुम अपनी बात बताओ ना.
3.5 करोड़ नौकरियां कहां से दोगे? सरकारी डेटा छोड़ो, अपना प्लान बताओ ना. बात को क्यों घुमा रहे हो? जवाब है नहीं, बात घुमाते रहते हो बात पे. आप बताओ 2.5 करोड़ सरकारी नौकरियां कहां से आएंगी? 2.5 करोड़ सरकारी नौकरियां कहां से आएंगी?
Tushar, one moment. Let him respond to you. Go ahead, Rakesh Ranjan, go ahead.
का नंबर है 2.7 करोड़ और टोटल फैमिली में तुम कितना दिए हो बताओ? बच्चा है मैं दे रहा हूं, इसका मतलब एक भी नहीं दिए हो तुम, और यहाँ बैठ करके नौटंकी कर रहे हो.
ओके,
और सारे जो है किसी को जॉब नहीं मिला है. इफ यू आर
दे सकते हो, जवाब दो. या तो तुम्हारे पास जवाब नहीं है इसलिए बकैती कर रहे हो. जवाब.
अरे मेरे पास जवाब है, तुम्हारे पास जवाब नहीं है.
Okay, Tushar and Rakesh Ranjan, you made your points. Nikhil Jain, go ahead. You want to come in?
First of all, I just want to remind my friend, very good friend Tushar, that we are not sitting in a drawing room. We are in a national news debate. I think he should look at the language that he's using. So far as the job promises by Tejashwi Yadav is concerned, see, over 1 million jobs in the previous elections, everybody questioned him, kahan se laenge? Nitish Kumar so famously said, kahan se laega? Apna baap se paisa laega. But with the same Nitish Kumar, Tejashwi Yadav was able to deliver on that promise. The same Nitish Kumar who had been the chief minister the previous 15 years, could not, with the BJP, the same Nitish Kumar could not deliver on that promise. But the moment RJD and Congress were with him, he was able to deliver on that promise. Now Tejashwi Yadav says that, trust me, I will make it happen. And he has shown precedence for it. He made a promise which at first seemed outlandish, but that he did deliver on it. Unlike the BJP, let's remember what they promised in the 2020 manifesto. They said 30 lakh pakka makan banenge. Manish ji, I think, is one of the most erudite and the most well-read pravakta of the BJP. Tushar, my friend, is also very well-read. Ask them to give me proof of even 3 lakh pakka houses having been made by the BJP. Prime Minister Modi in 2014 said 15 lakh denge sabko. He said ki 2022 tak farmers ki income double hogi. What has happened to any of those promises? Why should the BJP not be questioned for the kind of promises they make?
Okay. Manish, respond to what Nikhil Jain is saying.
There is an honest intention, that is one thing. But taking electorate for a ride and hoodwinking them is another thing. They are promising moon, and people on social media are laughing. They made Bihar, in fact, in Bihar is a laughing stock by Congress putting up something like this in RJD. RJD, we didn't have any expectation at all. We know what RJD is capable of. But Congress, at least we thought that they would have some mind, some application to talk something like this. Okay. So now we understand that even Congress has become another RJD out there, and God save Congress if they are to come and put it on manifesto, something as outrageous as this.
Sir, Manish talked about pure intentions and honest intentions, and the RJD can come up and say that, look, we also have honest intentions of providing 2.4 crore jobs, every household to have a government job. Why are you questioning us?
No, because the size of the government also matters. Are you telling me the size of the government in Bihar would be larger than the Indian Railways, which employs 12 lakh employees? It will be larger than the strength of armed personnel. It will be larger than the strength of all the PSBs and PSUs. And Nikhil Jain, who perhaps is associated with the Congress, he has not even got notes from his own party members who are not endorsing this promise. In every interview with the Congress leader, they're saying, look, this is the RJD's promise. We are a part of alliance and that's about it. They are not endorsing it. And again, it's about simple maths. This is not about fiscal prudence or, if the kind of money is available or how will the budgetary approvals work. If the entire budget of the state is 3 lakh crore, entire budget, how can you spend 6 lakh crore on just providing government jobs? Can that math work in the real world? No, it cannot. And that is why everyone is pushing RJD to give a plan. But Shreya, on the ground, the people will make out the difference. As much as we debated in the studios and on debates, people on the ground remember two things. There was a jungle Raj, and this promise, as enticing as it might look, it's just fiscally impossible. There is no way this can happen. On what grounds will everyone be given a government job? What kind of salaries will they be given? What kind of social security will be given? And one interesting point, if indeed the RJD is going ahead with this, pure intention or whatever, are they planning to become a stakeholder? And that is, the state government becomes a stakeholder in every private enterprise in Bihar and thereby classifying every job created in Bihar as a government job? Okay. So there needs to be some answer from the RJD. We're talking about simple math here. This cannot be compared to welfare schemes or any other schemes that are on.
All right, Rakesh Ranjan, respond. बात घूम फिर के वहीं आ जाती है कि कैसे पॉसिबल होगा जो आप प्रॉमिसेस कर रहे हैं, मैनिफेस्टो में जो आप लिख रहे हैं, तेजस्वी प्रण पत्र में, वो पॉसिबल कैसे होगा, इम्प्लीमेंट कैसे करेंगे?
See, first of all, you have to understand, it's a state duty to provide all the welfare scheme and including the jobs also. Those people who don't have even a vision and intention to provide the job to the people are safe and have no right to talk about, first of all. Because in 20 years, they have done nothing. Now you have a vision, you have a plan, and we are promising that he is saying about the budget, the size of the budget. But size of budget, there is I think, more than the corruption and all the ghotala if you add, there is a size, maybe the double of the budget. Different sector, after 1996, there is no single vacancy of non-teaching staff. There is no single vacancy of third class and the fourth class. All the posts are given vacant. They are what they are doing. They are doing the contractual job. They are putting outsourcing this kind of thing and then exploiting the people, exploiting these all things. Okay. We have a plan. The people sitting here,
let me remind the people of this country and people of Bihar, when RJD and Congress left in 2005, the budget of Bihar was lower than the budget of Bombay. That's the kind of destruction they did that. They don't understand that 30% of Bihar's budget goes to salaries and pensions, and then there are other schemes. They don't understand that this 3 lakh is not even available to you. Right? Okay. And they were not able to pay the salary for months. Bihar's, in fact, government employees, they never used to get salaries for 6 months, 7 months. Yes. Some of the people, a lot of people used to commit suicide, Bihar state government employees at that time, because they could not get salaries, no pensions. That is what they had actually left Bihar to. And then they are talking about all these things. So I understand that they do not understand anything as far as economy is concerned, and only somebody who's completely bereft of understanding can speak. And that is the kind of leader which RJD has and Congress has accepted. Okay, and
before I come to you, Nikhil, I'll let Tushar make his point. All right.
The RJD has been making this point in almost every interview that there is a scam, and that is the kind of money we'll divert into the process of giving everyone a government job. The scam they allege is of 70,000 crores. The budget required to implement their promise is 10 times of that money. 10 times. So even if the RJD's argument is taken on face value, they're still falling short of a monetary explanation by a factor of 10th. This is not going to work any which way possible. And that is why everyone is asking RJD a simple thing. What is your actual plan? Do you intend to create employment via the private sector? Absolutely no answer. Even if they had said that we want to encourage the private sector to create jobs, one would have taken their argument on face value. But simply enticing the gullible voters with saying, oh, everyone will get a government job, that's just foolishness, and it needs to be called out.
All right, Nikhil Jain.
First of all, let me correct my friends in the BJP that the budget of Bihar was 5 times the budget of the BMC. So that's not correct what he said. It was 5,000 crores for the BMC in 2005 and 30,000 crores for the state of Bihar.
Wow,
Secondly,
30,000 crore. You are very happy. Let's take up for the argument's sake that it was 6 times. But look at Bihar's population and Mumbai's population, and you are so happy to really share.
What is it today?
Viewers, from 30,000 crore to 3 lakh crores. Look at the kind of growth which has happened. If you look at GDP growth rate,
and do you forget?
Let Nikhil finish his
I wasn't interjecting. I wasn't interjecting.
Manish, let Nikhil make his point.
First of all, your viewers can see that I've caught the BJP spokesperson lying, and the moment I catch him lying, what does he do? Shift the goalpost. Oh, are you happy with 30,000 crores? No, I'm not at all happy. I want our country to keep on developing, whether it is under the BJP, Congress or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that under the 10 years of the UPA rule, the growth rate of the country was much higher than it has been under the Modi rule. The budgets of state governments, which are a consequence of the growth of the economy, were increasing at a higher pace than they have been increasing under the BJP. The BJP likes to play with numbers. They will tell you the absolute numbers as they are today and compare it from 20 years ago. They're not going to tell you that the cost of goods has also risen the same way. The salaries have risen the same way. It doesn't really matter to, compare the absolute budget figure of 2025 with 2005. You have to look at the percentage increase year on year. And he was going to now tell me, oh, but Bihar grew by 20% in the last fiscal year. Very well, my friend. What is Bihar still the poorest state of the country? And the answer is yes. 20 years of your government's rule, 11 years in the center, and it is still the poorest state in the country.
All right. Quickly, I have to wrap this up, Tushar. 30 seconds and I wrap this up then.
Again, people are not looking at the Congress in Bihar. Congress is absolutely a zero factor in Bihar. It's the RJD versus the NDA. And when it comes to the RJD, they like it or not, but the legacy of the Jungle Raj will be a huge drag down on the prospects of Tejashwi Yadav. And that is where the election will be decided, especially amongst the women voters.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. Let's wait and watch. Manish, I have paucity of time. Gentlemen, I have paucity of time. I have to wrap this up. Let's wait and watch how this unfolds. But thank you very much to all of you. Manish Bhaiya, Tushar Gupta, Nikhil Jain, as well as Rakesh Ranjan. To all of you, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We're slipping into a short break at the moment. News and updates continue on the other side.